Dallas Cowboys, we're going to look at it through the lens of Dak Prescott. And I'm going to ask this question. Have the Dallas Cowboys wasted Dak Prescott's prime years?
I think this is an obvious yes.
Mhm.
I don't even think it's close to argue another way, especially when you consider, there's always this conversation about taking advantage of the rookie contract, right? Which they obviously didn't take advantage of. Then they get to another, you're out now multiple contracts past that. He is the highest paid player in the NFL. That makes it exceptionally hard around you to add pieces to make your roster better. And he's going to be 33 years old this summer. He's had 3 major injuries. Yeah, I don't even think it's close. This team and Cowboys fans have been in my mentions arguing with me about the George Pickens thing. And I want to continue to tell you guys, you're going to have to find the money somewhere, guys. You're $37 million over the cap as it sits. You don't have any pass rush. Your defense can't stop anybody. You still can't protect anybody. You can't run the football. And you want to sign a wide receiver to do what? Continue to be a 7 or 8 win team? And I think this is where you look at Dak Prescott and you go, man, this was a top 15 quarterback in the league every year he played. Every
Yep.
year he played. And some years he was top 5 and some years he was 12 to 15. But he always gave this Cowboys team an opportunity to win when he was out there. And unfortunately, because of the mismanagement of this roster and because of the mismanagement from this ownership, they have not taken advantage of, and they haven't put Dak in the best position to win. Because I still don't understand when you think back to the best version of Dak, the best version of the Cowboys. I still go back to the team that had a great running game, they had a great offensive line. It put him in the best position to do what he does best. Instead of this high-powered offense that I know is fun to watch, but isn't consistent, doesn't keep him healthy, isn't equating to wins. And they haven't been that team for a long, long time. And quite frankly, they can't afford to be that team because they can't sign nobody. They don't have any money. This is not fake money, guys. Like, this is a real salary cap. They're up against it. They've got a lot of issues. They got a lot of holes, and they haven't drafted well. And that's a major issue. So I know that I don't want to call you a Dak Prescott stan. You're like a Dak Prescott truther.
Yeah,
That's what I would say.
yeah,
You're a
thank you.
truther.
Yep.
You are the person, because the Cowboys receive so much attention and so much criticism, fair and unfair, that sometimes Dak is given too much credit and sometimes he's given too much criticism. And I think this year specifically, you've seen it right in front of your eyes. This ain't Dak's fault that what's going on in Dallas at all.
No, it's not, and I hope that the lens is finally changing for Dak Prescott. And for whatever reason, it seems like this year it is, right? That everybody's starting to look at this picture holistically. And being a truther, right? Then I'm going to tell the truth. And we look at Dak Prescott. This will be the 4th year in the past 7 years that he's thrown for over 30 touchdowns, right? And adding significance to that number, this year we only have 2 quarterbacks outside of Dak Prescott that's thrown over 30 touchdowns, and that's Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff. So I want to add nuance to that number, meaning that Dak Prescott has had statistically really great seasons for the last 7 years. 2 of those years he didn't finish because he was injured, right? And then one of them he didn't play great at all. But I think you have to start looking at the Dallas Cowboys and say, yes, Jerry Jones has wasted Dak Prescott's prime years, right? And I want to go to the defensive side of the football. I think it's 5 years now where the Dallas Cowboys run defense has been in the bottom half of the defense. 2 of those years, they have been 31st and 32nd. So you've consistently had the same issue every single year for the past 5 years, and you have not solved that issue. And when you ask me, Paige Dimakos, why do I like talking about the Dallas Cowboys? Is because this is the stuff from a talent evaluator that bothers me. You see what your issue is, right? And we thought it was a San Francisco 49ers thing. Oh, San Francisco 49ers are going to kick the Dallas Cowboys ass. And then the Green Bay Packers took that recipe, took that playbook, went to Jerry's World and kicked their ass too. And then the Dallas Cowboys still have not fixed their issue. The only thing they decided to do was trade away their best football player in Michael Parsons. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, yes, that they've wasted the prime years. And I'll even go back to this. Jerry Jones wasted prime years with Tony Romo also. This has been a 15-year debacle of 2 quarterbacks that were Pro Bowl level quarterbacks that you couldn't even make an NFC championship game with, that both quarterbacks fell into your lap because they were not top round picks. Tony Romo, neither Dak Prescott were not top round picks. So you got gifted hellified quarterback play and you couldn't do anything with it.
They're the only team in the NFC that hasn't been to an NFC championship game since
Which
2005.
is insane.
It's insane. It's when you think about how much is talked about when this team goes into any season about them winning a Super Bowl. This team is not, they can't win a Super Bowl with this roster. It's not going to happen. I don't understand why the consistent, and this is a lesson to be learned for Cowboys fans. The Cincinnati Bengals will now be outside looking in again. And that is a better quarterback by everyone's standards, a better quarterback and 2 better wide receivers.
Yep.
Let that be a lesson for it's not a winning recipe in the NFL. Having a high-powered offense with nothing else around you is great in theory. It's fun for Madden, but it's not applicable to real football. You got to be able to run the football, and you got to have a defense. You cannot pay to have a defense when all your money is in 3 players. It does not work. The Cincinnati Bengals are in a very bad spot. Joe Burrow is questioning whether or not he wants to play football. This is where we have gotten. Yep. And that's because that is not a sustainable or winning way to play in the NFL, period. And I look at this defense and I go, man, I understand that Cowboys fans want to blame Matt Eberflus, but I can tell you, as a Bears fan who watched him up close and personal, there were a lot of things you could criticize. None of the things he's currently responsible for were the things he was doing wrong in Chicago. He is one of the best. His system, his scheme has been some of the best, whether it was in Indianapolis or in Chicago, at stopping the run over the last 10 years. That's not their problem. You just don't have enough talent on your roster, and you do not have enough money to go sign good players, and you continue to miss in draft picks. You cannot do that. And look up at Philadelphia, a team that's smarter, more efficient, better at drafting, and they're in your division. I don't understand why it's rocket science for Cowboys fans to figure out y'all are playing a different game. Jerry's just playing a fun game. He's just throwing money around, doing whatever he damn pleases, telling you guys that he's doing smart things, and y'all just fall for it hook, line, and sinker. Maybe eventually you're going to listen to Cowboys truther Keith Sanchez, because he's the Cowboys truther, and he's been telling y'all you haven't been talented enough for a long time. So maybe, just maybe, you'll start listening.
Hopefully they start listening, Paige Dimakos. Hopefully they start listening. And listen, when the Dallas Cowboys are actually really good, I'll say this is a really good football team. But until then, I'm going to have to tell the truth.